Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Colbert Vape Report. I'm your host, Tanko Bear, and today we are taking a look at a new product by Aspire. You've probably seen it already in first look videos, but this is the Aspire Atlantis. Let's take a vape off of it real quick. This is at 40 watts on the most open airflow setting. It's almost dripper-like performance, and the flavor is great also. Let's go over some specifications, where you can get it, all that good stuff. The first website I pulled up is myvaporstore.com, and they have them for sale for $44.95. Now that seems like a pretty general price point that you will get this device for. They also sell some sub-ohm batteries and some regular mech batteries, but I have not been able to get a hold of those, so keep that in mind if you do not have a regulated box. Now, a word of warning. This tank does come with 0.5 ohm coils. However, they are reading 0.5 to 0.6 on my device, and they can vary between 0.5 and 0.7. So you have to make sure your regulated device can fire any coils between 0.5 and 0.7 ohms. Also, this device requires high wattage. You would need at least 20 watts, but I prefer it up at the 40 watt range. The 40 to 45 watt range is almost perfect for me to use this device, so keep that in mind also. And you can use higher VG juices because this is a very good wicking device. It just works great all around. It is 510 threaded. The capacity is fairly small, which that's what a lot of people are complaining about with this device. Now, I do get the people's complaints because this is a 2 mil tank, probably around 1.7 mils to be exact, something around there. And people are saying, oh, the juice, there isn't enough juice in there, it burns through the juice. Well, for one thing, this is a 0.5 ohm coil. So yes, it's going to burn through juice pretty damn quick. Also, if you are used to running at high wattages, you will know that juice runs out very quick at higher wattages because you are burning the juice hotter, burning off more juice, getting a warmer vape, you will run out of juice quicker. And if you're a dripper and you're complaining about the juice capacity in this tank, quit bitching. You're a dripper, you're used to dripping every few hits anyway, so this is not a big deal to have to fill this up once every hour or so, depending on how fast you are dripping. It might be 30 minutes, it might be an hour. It's easy to take the bottom off and fill. Just quit bitching altogether. That's all I have to say about that. Now, this does come in the dimensions of 2 1/8 inches in length without the drip tip, with a 7/8 inch diameter. This is a 22 millimeter device, and it has different air hole sizes, which I will show you down in the close-up. It uses the new Atlantis bottom vertical coils, which I believe are 26 or 28 gauge wire. I'm not sure because I have yet to take it apart. It says it has a replaceable glass tank. It does not come with an extra glass piece, so keep that in mind. And it says it has a anti-leakage design. I do not know exactly what that means, but I have not had any leaks out of the device, so I guess it works. Also, the 510 is, the drip tip is removable, and it is your standard 510 compatible drip tip, and it is a pretty wide bore for a tank. So let's go down into the close-ups and take a to start off with. Here we have the packaging. As you can see, it says Aspire right there with the Aspire there. Your tank would come in this section right here, and then underneath of this you have a little insert that holds the box. You get an additional coil, which is the 0.5 ohm coil, which I will show you these coils here in a second. And you also get a little Facebook like button. It says you can go to their website and like their page, and you have a chance to win some stuff from Aspire. So that's pretty cool. So while we're down here, let's take a look at the coil. This is a massive, massive coil. Let's zoom in a little bit here. So you can see there you have 4 wicking holes, so you have no problems with the higher VG juices getting to this device. I've had no issues at all. And down there on the inside, you can see the wicking material, along with there is stainless steel mesh on top of that to keep the material in place, and your coil running down the middle. This is not a contact coil, but it is a very, very big coil. Now you also have your airflow that goes through there, and your contact there on the bottom, a big, big, beefy contact. I've not had any issues at all out of these coils since I've been using this device. They are very big, but they work very well. Now, on to the tank. You can see here, it says Aspire right here across the top. It has a very nice chrome finish on the outside, and everything fits together very well. As I said before, you can remove the drip tip, and it fits any standard 510 drip tips with no issues at all. But the 510 connector is not adjustable, so keep that in mind when you're using it on a regulated mod. Make sure you have an adjustable 510 on your mod, most do. Now here you have the airflow adjustment. To start off with, you have a small air hole, and this small air hole is 2 millimeters in diameter. Then you go up 1, and go to 2.8 millimeters in diameter. When you get to the Cyclops air holes, your first one is 6 by 2.6 millimeters, and your last one is 9 by 2.6 millimeters. And it does not look all the way open, but it is. As you can see by the shadow, it does go full airflow. Now, to fill this device, I still have juice in it, so I have to be a little careful here. You would just hold on to the tank, and you would just unscrew. You unscrew from the bottom, just like so, and it pulls right out. You have your coil that is attached to the bottom. If your coil comes off inside the little cap here, you can just take it out and re-screw it back into this base. There have been some issues with old Nautiluses where the coil would get stuck in here and people would screw it back together and they'd have firing issues. Make sure you have this screwed into the base very tightly. Also, when you first get this product, take some e-juice and run it along this grommet here, and that will help to stop being hard to open the tank, because a lot of Nautiluses had problems seizing up. As long as you keep this grommet juiced up, you shouldn't have any issues. Now here on the inside, we have your chimney where your coil sits, and you have your tank. You have some little nubbins in here that help grip the glass tank to this device. This is removable for cleaning, so don't worry about that. But the little teeth in there are not there to hold the coil. They are there for whenever you fill this device. Let me get some juice here. When you fill this device, those teeth are there for surface tension. So, whenever you fill from the side. It's going to be hard to catch this on camera, but you can actually fill above the airflow, or the air hole for the chimney. It's hard to see, but it is above the actual air hole. What that does is it creates surface tension with higher viscosity liquids, so you can fill this tank with more liquid. Now to reinstall it, you just take it, put your coil in the middle of the chimney, and screw it back together until it is tight. Now you want to make sure you don't over tighten, but just to where it is snug and is not leaking. Now before you use this device for the first time, make sure after you fill it to let it sit for a few minutes. You should see bubbles rising out of the wicking holes, and that will tell you that the fluid is getting to the wicks. All right, let's go back out to the regular view, talk about it, and vape on it. So the Aspire Atlantis, what do I think about this device? Overall, it is an awesome device for its price point. You have a $45 tank. Now, I do not know the exact pricing on the replacement coils. Okay, I do not have any pricing on the coils, but I imagine as big as they are, it will probably sit around the... I'm hoping it's not too expensive, but probably about 20 bucks for a pack of 5. I'm hoping maybe $25 for a pack of 5, but they do look like they would easily be rebuildable. Now, don't quote me on that, but as big as they are, as much room as you have to work in, they should be very easily rebuildable. Now, pros. This has great airflow. It has a lot of different airflow choices from 2 millimeters all the way up to the big Cyclops air hole. I prefer it wide open, but here is the second largest air hole. And with that, you get better flavor, but less vapor. I am a dripper, so I prefer wide open airflow to get the most vapor. Another pro is, at the higher wattages, it is a warmer vape. I like warmer vapes, and that's not an issue for me. Also, I've not had any leakage out of it. That's not something I could say about my Nautilus. My Nautilus did leak on me. Also, the 510 is the drip tip is removable and interchangeable with other 510s. Now, the cons. It does not have an adjustable 510 connector, just like the Nautilus, so keep that in mind with your purchase. And that's really the only con I have with this device, is that the 510 connector is not adjustable. That's the only thing I have. All the other factors won't be cons as long as you have an informed buyer's decision before buying this device. You have to make sure you have a regulated mod or a mechanical mod that can fire 0.5 ohms safely. Keep that in mind, safely. Also, I prefer the wattage up to 40 watts, but you have to have at least 20 watts to vape this at what it is meant to be vaped at. So don't expect to be using this on an MVP or even an iStick. You have to get a regulated device or a mechanical device that this can run on. Also, a lot of people are saying that the juice capacity is a con. Yes, while it would be nice to have a larger juice capacity, if you are used to dripping liquids, you're used to dripping every couple minutes anyway, or every few hits, so the juice capacity is not a huge deal for me. It's not a deal breaker by any means. Overall, for $45 with this package, I would give it a full 10 out of 10. The coils have held up for me just fine. The tank has not leaked on me once. It came to me in immaculate condition. The machining was good, and also there was no machine oil on the inside. So yeah, all in all, great device. I highly recommend the Aspire Atlantis sub-ohm tank. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my review. I'll see you in the next video, and as always, happy vaping.